Hey guys, Huzzy here bringing you the extra video of the day, and today we are doing a league discussion. Personally, one of my favourite series, but people don't really watch them a lot. So if you do enjoy them, throw a like on the video, maybe share it with a couple friends. Because I find them useful for players that may be new or just want to kind of learn some stuff. So basically, if you don't know what it is, it's basically the series that I take your topics and I rip them apart with my experience in the game. Obviously played this game since Season 1. So if anything changes, you know, I've been through a lot of change in this game. I've been high rating for years, so I kind of know what's going on. And now the footage that you're seeing in the background is I've never, I think in the history of my channel, I might be wrong, but I don't think I've ever had ARAM content on the channel. So I thought I'm just going to put this as the background to today's video. If you guys like that idea, let me know in the comments down below. So just how it works is in the comments, in the description of this video, there will be a link to QT, topic of the day. Or topic of the month, whatever I called it. And basically, what I want you guys to do is, if you've got a topic for this series, go and leave the topic in that QT. Basically, it helps me just to sort them a lot easier. And if I pick your topic for this video, you'll have a chance to win $10 Riot Points. So I think I'll be picking 3 or 4 topics today. And every single one of you will be entered to a $10 raffle at the end of the month. If I pick your topic and I think it's a very good topic to do just one video on that specific topic, then you'll win $10 Riot Points just like straight outright. All of it will be being done at the end of the month though, so don't message me going, hey, where's my Riot Points? It's all done at the end of the month. So let's just get into it. So the first one we're doing today is from Do Crew. Hey Huzzy, do you think that any champion in League is just completely, hopelessly overpowered, OP? Because my opinion is that every champion has a counter and can be learned to play against. Also, what do you think that what do I think makes a champion OP? It's a really good question, and the reason why I picked this was one, because the term overpowered gets thrown around. It's like it's the most popular thing going, that's OP, oh, that's going to be OP. So what actually is it, and what makes a champion OP? I wanted to answer this because I think it's pretty important, because I don't like when people just throw that term around randomly. So what is overpowered? So overpowered is pretty simple. If something is a bit too strong comparing to what it either should be or comparing to what like the average level of power is in the game. So it's hard, and that's why it's very hard to do, because basically for something to be overpowered, Riot has to look at what the average power level is. So all the numbers in League of Legends, you know, what makes you do damage is all the background math work that people don't really think about. They are calculating and trying to balance and trying to fix every single champion. You know, that's why some people say, oh, this champion's getting patched and it's only a 0.1 difference of damage for AP ratios. That's nothing. That's in the grand scheme of things, that's huge, because they're trying to tinker with the average power level of the game. So overpowered is if that power level for that specific champion is above basically that average power level. And that can be a number of ways. That can be in damage, that could be in tankiness, that could be a specific item. It could be a number of things. It could be a lot of things. And basically what makes a champion as OP is if they can abuse it. So, okay, Syndra, for example, she was known to be overpowered a few patches ago. Why? Because she could press one button, her ultimate, and basically kill anything on the map in relative terms. You know, more than the average player should be able to do with using one ability, even though it's a burst ability. So what you have to do is Riot would go, okay, Syndra's ultimate is like Viger's ultimate. It's like they compare it to all the burst ultimates, and they can see that Syndra's ultimate is way overtuned comparing to even similar spells to that. So what they'll do, they'll bring it down a notch, see what it happens. Is it too strong? Okay, bring it down even more. Is it too weak? Okay, bring it up. Is it just okay? We'll leave it alone. That's basically what they do. Now, is there any specific champion in League that I think is just OP? No, but there has been instances of champions that they've left a long time while being OP. If you've been in the game for a while, Season 3, Season 4 Kassadin rings to mind. Kassadin, if you don't know, at that time had over a 90% ban rate, and this was with the old ban system that everybody, you know, just got 1 ban and 3 bans each team. He had over a 90% ban rate and nearly 100% pick rate whenever it wasn't banned. And it was just ridiculous. Like, he couldn't die in a 1v1, and he one-shot people at like level 8. So Kassadin rung a bell because they left him alone for a long time. Then also, I think it was Season 5, if I'm not mistaken. Again, sometimes my numbers are a little bit mucky. But the beginning of one season, they let Black Cleaver stack. Like, ridiculous. Like, they let it stack. So, in theory, people could have 0 armor So Talon and Pantheon and champions like these just built 3 black cleavers and they all stacked. So no matter how much armor somebody built, they in theory had 0 armor because it went off percentage. Like the current black cleaver, it gets rid, I think, of 40% of armor if they stack it enough. Where if you stack that 3 times, it was 120% of armor or something like that. So nobody had armor in that whole patch. And AD assassins were just laughing. You know, Pantheon, Rengar, Talon, you just built 3 black cleavers and it was just like, well, this is dumb. So again, there's been instances where champions are a little bit iffy. And what I'd say the biggest or the closest you can get to a champion being hopeless is champions that basically, no matter what Riot do, they're either OP or they're trash. And there are a few champions like that in League of Legends. And that basically is just bad champion design. Or old champion design is probably a nicer way to put it. So a champion like this is, I'd say Aurelia is kind of like that. Aurelia right now is kind of in the background, not being really played. She's not in competitive. But in times that you usually see Aurelia, she's usually crazy OP. And there's Olaf is another one. Olaf, I'd say, is an okay state right now. But he's either normally really OP or kind of not great. There's quite a few champions like that in League of Legends, and that's why they do reworks, is because they look to these champions. Ryze is a big person of this. Ryze has had patches that he's been trash. Ryze has had patches that he's been the most overpowered thing in the game. And there's just some kits and designs that they just can't get right, no matter what they do. So thanks very much for the question. Hopefully I answered that into, you know, to what you wanted. Next question is... from Tudor Baby, or Tudor Baby, sorry, I mispronounced that. Do I believe a someone who has Platinum Plus in Ranked would improve by watching your videos, as my videos are designed to help lower rankers? Yeah, I've had challenger people message me on Twitter, in DMs, or in private message on YouTube, asking for private coaching sessions from me because they like my mentality. Even if he's watching, Weldon Green, who is the assistant coach to Gamers2, who used to coach TSM, he's actually given me a compliment saying the way that I coach with mentality is very, very good. So it depends what you get from my videos, because my videos I actually think are split in 2. Is that you have the League of Legends mechanical lessons and like how does a champion work and the item build. Sure, you can pick up that stuff from my videos, but in my opinion, to what I am, I think I'm more of a mental coach than anything else. Like how League of Legends actually gets to you and how your brain should be working and being not toxic and how to be calm and kind of being okay with losing. That's, I think, what you can learn if you're higher rated. Yeah, sure, some of the stuff I might say, you go, well, yeah, that's obvious. I don't need to learn that from Huz. But there will be the occasional little thing that you will pick up. And again, just to kind of say to everybody, that the better you are at something, the harder you are to coach. But that's why professionals still have coaches. That's why professional footballers, professional golfers, they still have coaches, because even if they don't learn something in a year, if they manage to learn one thing, that's an improvement. Every little improvement that you can get is a bonus. It's a great thing. So yes, I do believe platinum players can still help, can improve and learn from my videos, because again, I show time and time again getting diamond on a completely fresh account. So if I can do that on a completely fresh account and you're a platinum player, then in theory you should be kind of working out how I'm getting diamond every time. So I believe so. Again, maybe I'm a little bit biased because obviously I'm the person involved. But from the evidence that I've collected with people private messaging me, saying that, you know, they were gold and now they're in diamond from watching my videos, or I'd say I've had about 3 challenger players over the past, I'd say, year message me asking for private coaching or at least a mental like lesson for them. And I haven't really done anything with them because I just don't have time. But yeah, I do know I have a higher rating audience as well as a lower rating. Obviously, the majority is lower rating because that's just how League of Legends works. There's not many high rating people. So yeah, that just to answer your question. Because again, just to kind of say, is in ranked, only the top 1% of people are diamond. So if you scale that to my YouTube channel, then essentially only 1% of my audience is diamond. So, you know, that's just the way that it goes. All right, so next question. Thanks very much to the baby, though. Appreciate it, appreciate it. I think I just accidentally did something with a replay because I actually am watching it live. Okay, this is from Jared Brine, or Briney, however you pronounce it. Can you play Zed, Katarina, etc. without one-tricking them? Also, how do you play from behind? How do you support well, like shot calling? Hope you understand. So there's a few questions in here, and I'm not sure I'm going to be able to answer all of them because they're a little bit all over the place. But I think the main one that we'll go with is, can you play Zed or Katarina without one-tricking them? The answer is yes. You can play anything. Like, again, you're not stopped from playing anything in League of Legends. If you're in the mood to play it, you have the right to play it. But is it a good idea? And that's what I think you have to ask yourself. Is it a good idea for me to go in ranked? And again, whatever I talk about, by the way, everybody, is always about ranked. You know, normal games, I don't talk about normal games. I don't play normal games. That's more like if you're new or you're casual. My channel's all about ranked. You know, we're doing an ARAM here. This is the first time ever ARAM has been on my channel. Everything else has been ranked from my knowledge. But is it a good idea? No, not really. The reason for it is champions like Zed, Katarina, Yasuo, Riven are good champions when you know what you're doing basically perfectly. And when I mean that, it's not just mechanically know what you're doing, because yes, everybody can mechanically know how to play Zed. Very simple. Everybody knows how to play Riven. Very simple. But it's knowing everything else. It's knowing how much damage are you doing right now at level 7? How much damage are you doing at level 12 with these specific items? How tanky is that person? How much damage do you do versus a certain amount of armor versus a certain magic resist? That's those champions in a nutshell, and you only get that with experience. And you can play them. Like, again, I've had Zed in my champion pool throughout the years, and I've never one-tricked him. But the more you're not a one-trick, the less experience you're kind of getting on the champion. Therefore, the harder it is to actually do decent. So, I'd say be careful with it. Go by your own judgment and just kind of go, is this a good idea? If you want to climb, I'd say probably leave them alone unless you want to, like, one-trick or at least main them. Because, yeah, the reasons I said above, you just need to know what you're doing and how much you're doing. And decision-making on those champions is so goddamn important. That's why Yasuos have a bad rep, right, for going in 1v5. Is because most Yasuos have terrible decision-making. But if you get a good Yasuo that knows what they're doing, they can do amazing stuff. I won't deny that. I've seen Yasuos do amazing stuff. But they're very rare. So there you go. All right, so we're going to go with one more today. So again, I've got my air conditioning off right now because I didn't want the fan noise, because this is a purely conversation video, so I didn't want the fan noise to go over the commentary. So it is warming up rather rapidly in my room. So we're gonna go with okay, I guess we can talk about that. So this is from Rasmus Frisland. Do you know when the new honor system goes online, and what do I think about it? Okay, so the new honor system is coming up next patch. This patch, I believe, is 7.12. Next patch, 7.13, which will be of release of this video. I think it will roughly be in like a week. That's when the new honor system will come out. I believe it's already out in Australia, though, and apparently people have said it's already made a difference. And the problem that we have, though, and I will admit, is when originally the honor system came out, so we're talking about the current one, the old one, it made a difference at the beginning. It really did. People did really try to get those ribbons, and they tried to be nice. But then I'd say 3 months after it came out, people stopped caring. And I'm worried the same thing is going to happen because the rewards kind of suck. So if you don't know what the rewards are and what this new honor system is they're basically incentivizing people to honor people and be nice. There's going to be kind of like an Overwatch screen at the end of the game that your teammates pop up on it, and you have 3 different ways of honoring them. So it's more apparent. Like, the honor system is now in your face, so it's more apparent to honor people. But the problem is, okay, so I don't believe in a system that basically is trying to bribe people for being nice. You know, to me, if you have to bribe people to be nice, they're probably not nice in the first place. So I don't like that. But if it's a way to make League less toxic, I guess it's okay. But the problem is the bribe of making people nice isn't that good. So you get 2 skins, Grey Warwick and Medieval Twitch. So obviously I've already got these skins, but that aside, is that Warwick isn't a crazy desired champion when it comes to skins, because he's actually already got pretty cool ones. The only reason that Grey Warwick was desired because it was rare, because it was from the referral system. And with this new honor system, it's not going to make the skin rare, most likely. So that isn't going to be that desirable, the Grey Warwick. And then furthermore, Medieval Twitch. Not many people play Twitch. And he also has some cool skins. So the rewards for 2 champions that aren't very desirable to make skins that are going to become less rare, to me that isn't a very big incentive to be not toxic. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe because I've already got them, I don't feel it's that important. But the other rewards is like key fragments. And that's apparently, and I might be wrong in this way, but the only way you're going to get key fragments moving forward is to be honorable. So that might help because people want free stuff. And the only way to get free stuff now is not being toxic. So that I think could work. But I'm not 100% sold on it. We'll see. We'll definitely see. So if you don't know what it is, basically, well, I completely don't ride my ultimate apparently. Basically, there's 3 different honors, which is reward them for being calm and being positive. That's probably the one that I'm probably going to get the most because I don't flame people. There's one for playing good, I think. And there's one for like being a commander, basically making shot calls and stuff. So all have their positives. But the problem is there is obviously going to be some overlap. You can have somebody that covers all 3, but you only can honor them for one thing, I think. But we'll see. The only thing, like, again, I don't want to give a crazy opinion about it because I'm worried it's going to come out. Everybody's going to be, yay, happy fun time. Everybody's feeling nice and honorable. And then suddenly people are probably going to stop caring after a few months after they get their rewards. Like, I don't think, if I'm not wrong, hey, you've been rewarded Grey Warwick. Oh, they start being toxic. They're not going to take that skin away. Like, I don't think so anyway. So it's a skin or 2 skins, Medieval Twitch and Medieval Warwick, that are Medieval Twitch and Grey Warwick, that I don't even think are that good of skins. They are only good because they are rare. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm worried about it. But I'm happy they're looking into it. I'm happy they are trying to make the League community a little bit less toxic, because it is something that does need to be improved. But that's going to be it. That's today's episode of League discussion. A pretty quick one, I think, comparing to my average. I think we normally go about 5 minutes more. But as I mentioned, I'm boiling. I want to kind of cool down. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, throw a like on it. Remember, go leave your topics on the QT. If you are happy that we did an ARAM just as something different, throw a like on the video, let me know in the comments, and discuss all those things that I talked about in the comments down below. So like it, subscribe, see you guys next time.